Say it.
What a surprise. Everyone just going with Aster.
Yeah.
How nice of you guys. Here you go, a clap. MagMA, they have a really good draft. I would
Toxicity.
say they won the draft, so this game at least might be closer than what we think. You know, still leaning towards the Aster because of their performances and everything, but MagMA...
Clap back at him.
back.
Good job,
Yeah.
good job.
All right,
Great.
B-Cop, nice and quick from you as the game is now live.
Yeah, I'll just go with Aster. I
All
think
right.
it's pretty.
It's
All right, let's get into game number 1 of Aster versus MagMA with B-Cop and Lacoste. Gentlemen, take it away.
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much. Coming into this game number 1, look at this. Almost had a fight there. You guys would have been telling the truth this time, panel, if you said they had smoked up, tried to fight, tried to trick us into giving a quick prediction.
The panel always lying to us, you know, 5-man smoke, sit down straight away, check what's happening. Look at my boy Spirit Breaker. Boots of speed and 1 tango. He's ready to go.
And that's your 5. That's your 5 Spirit Breaker. 1 tango, boots, greed.
Yeah, great.
Just straight greed.
Great way to deal damage in the lane trade with the enemy support. Let's see if they're gonna fall for this trap.
Oop, Borax.
The battle
Thinking
begins.
about it. He saw the timber. They backed out. They let those bounties go. Aster, though, they got the 2 bottom bounties, so they're okay with that. 2 for 2. Don't have to lose your life. Don't have to enable this Spirit Breaker that went with 1 tango. Works out fine.
Yeah, all good. I mean, he's gonna bring extra region. Has enough gold to buy 1 set of tangos. Could be a bit problematic. You know, playing into next Batrider, I think he's gonna be able to achieve much, even though Troll is a strong laner, so whoever is paired up with the Troll should do fine. Problem is, it's like Troll into Batrider, something that Batrider really shines to play into, so it should be overall a really good Batrider game against the Timbersaw, against the Troll. Looks really, really good. And the top lane, sorry, B-Cup, I know you wanted to ask something, but I just want to talk about the Gyrocopter against the Timbersaw. He's like very vulnerable to any kind of magical burst damage until he gets like a casual cloak or a hood online. Definitely a good hood game against all the heroes that they're playing into, but overall, Gyro very good. Now, B-Cop, your turn. Ask me something, I'll give you an answer.
Oh, can I ask
What's
anything?
my favorite color? No,
Oh, all right.
it has to be Dota related.
What's my favorite Dota color?
Purple.
It's red. But, yeah, so this would be
Close.
a more one-sided lane if Batrider didn't get nerfed, though, right? Like, back before the nerfs, it would feel a little bit better for him.
For sure, yeah. That's how it works. You nerf a hero, he doesn't do as well as he did before. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm asking the simple questions. But to go on that, do you think that, like, why is there so much, I don't know, I don't want to say stubbornness to still pick Batrider even though he's been, you know, banged up in terms of nerfs?
Because Batrider is still a BKB piercing ability. You just need to survive. Like, his laning stage got nerfed, and I don't think it matters that much when he's not in the mid lane. When he's paired up with another hero on the side lane,
Right.
You're not going to feel that much of an influence from those nerfs.
Okay. That was the only question I've got. I think I've run out of question ideas
Ran
for
out of
right
questions? All right. So let's just have a normal conversation about Dota. TZY on the top lane on Timbersaw, doing extremely well. Like, he's not really threatened that much until they get the levels, but there's also this annoying hero called Lion, which became really popular to zone out certain heroes. He's a strong laner, good attack animation, and just the mana drain. Like, you can see Monet already being out of mana on Gyrocopter, so you can't kill this Timbersaw. That's going to be a huge problem, something that I did not look into. I forgot about Lion.
Yeah, usually you don't see Lion just able to kind of stand there and mana drain, though. It feels like sometimes you
IO
get
can't
pressure.
stop it, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you have a stun, you threaten a kill, and there it is. Like, Monet, I'll better use my mana right now, because I will not have it.
Yeah, they're going to try and
Going
run
in.
up on him. Rock Barrage used
Still
on
has a
him.
fairy fire.
They have a lot of damage, though. They might just dive the tower and get the kill. So even though he's been using that mana drain, they've realize they can't kill the Timber, might as well just go for the Lion. Take my mana, I'll take your life.
Interesting move. Like, I definitely thought Lion's not going to die there. Maybe, you know, a move from the Timber Saw, try to threaten, not necessarily like a kill, but maybe deal some damage with the Timber Chain. Block off, share some of the damage from the Rocket Barrage. Could potentially save Lion there.
Yeah, I felt like there was no angle for TZY to want to go in and try and mitigate that damage.
4-minute rune. Nyx Assassin picks up double damage. This is one of the funniest things in Dota when you have 6 heroes mid. 4 minutes in.
It's always a party. But that's the good thing about Spirit Breaker. He could TP back to base, charge out to lane. You know, the TP being on cooldown is not the worst thing in the world for him in terms of, like, you know, you see sometimes heroes TP back, they die, and they have to make the walk of shame, which is always a bad time. Shylock, he's doing all right. Not at the top of the CS, but he's sitting right there, even with Puck, even with the Death Prophet. Like, he's enjoying his time, and I think the one thing that we've noticed from Shylock is he does lane all right.
Yeah,
but afterwards it's a struggle.
What I was about to say, you know, Shylock laning stage throughout this DPC season has been great, but then some like decision making post 10-15 minute mark, what he needs to do, especially on the Terrorblade, on the Lycan. I remember that game with Lycan where he pops the ulti, doesn't see an enemy hero, and then runs in, tries to find him, which was something that I've not seen before. It's a very hard for like inexperienced safe laner carry players to actually know. Like this is the biggest problem. Like when to join a fight or when to farm. Because if you don't join a fight, your team might lack damage, and then it feels like you're playing 4 versus 5. But if you join, you die. You feel like you wasted so much actually.
You know, dying, losing that gold, losing that time that could be potentially spent farming, or you do what he's done. You join the fight. And then you just run around. So you're not dying, you're just kind of observing. It just doesn't feel like you're adding much of anything, and that can be frustrating in itself when you can't find an opening. And you all of a sudden feel very frustrated in the fact that you think you have enough to participate, but
yeah, we've seen throughout the Dota history a lot of players, really carry players, struggling with that, being top-notch in terms of skill, like spell casting, but the decision-making wise, when you don't know where to go with your hero or how to use your power spikes, like you're just going to feel mediocre.
Yeah, and it's something that I think these teams like MagMA and LBZS, a couple of the lower division teams, are hopefully figuring out with a couple of their carries, or even anybody on the team, when is the right moment for me to be involved, and how in these situations can I be involved? Because we've seen it a lot with the cores from you know, some of these teams that are lower in the standings, like LBZS yesterday. It was a little bit tough with X, who was playing the mid. He struggled a little bit, but over mid, we've got ourselves the charge as well as the stun coming in from Yam Yam, Aladdin popping that Spike Carapace and just walking away from an Exorcism and 3 heroes.
It's still going to be a lot of tower damage. Glyph used by Aster. They need to bring numbers. Like, Lanham is not that hero to actually be able to stop this push. All he can offer pretty much is Impale. There's the Bat Rider rotation, plus a Puck Coil.
Yeah, they have the Dream Coil. They just don't have a lasso to follow this up right now. XSS only level 5.
Zoning Coil.
And
tower will still go down.
Backing up and bottling
the
the
deny.
and that's it.
That's something. Problem is right now Aster does not have enough damage. Like, look at their supports. Io does not provide you with any kind of damage. Nyx Assassin as a position 5, you know, damage is pretty low. Top lane.
Ooh, Monet getting run down. Homing Missile stops TZY. They've got the tether back to the Gyrocopter. All will be okay for now. Going Treads Maelstrom so far on this Gyro. Borax, he's got the 2 Sages mask, has an early headdress, a wand, and going into the urn early on. And then while we talk about that combo, TZY, just like you said, he's got that hood, and afterwards he's picking up a wand and then going for a Lotus Orb.
I love this straight up good pickup. No shenanigans, understands where the most of the damage from Master is going to come from. So this is going to be problematic. I want to see MagMA rotating to the top lane, trying to push a tower. Timbersaw is already level 6. Gyrocopter only level 5. XXS has that invis. Let's see if they can grab a kill. Waiting for the lasso.
Easy kill there with the lasso coming in. They've got 3 heroes just to go right on top of TZY and take out a Timbersaw, which is a hero that, in that matchup alone, yeah, probably doesn't die. Get the addition of XSS. He's got that lasso, has that invis.
It was always hard to play Timbersaw into Batrider. You just, you know, struggle using that Timber Chain. He flies over you. You're vulnerable to magical damage. Again, one of the reasons why he decided to go straight for the hood. I don't think even if he managed to pop the hood there, that would save him. Aster's lineup needs a lot of time to be able to actually get online. They need levels on their supports. Batrider, he's also going for Boots of Travel as the first item, which is pretty common, you know, but it's not an item that gives you ability to fight. So Puck will need to do a lot of heavy lifting just to keep their team inside the game.
They're coming around. They've got the Hex out onto White Album. Exorcism popped early. Call down Dream Coil. That gets used. Locks up the Death Prophet and does use the Exorcism. Dies shortly after. Charge comes in and comes across the bow of XSS. Hits on a Monet. TZY trying to do all he can as they've locked up Monet. The relocate's not going to be in time, and they will lose this Gyrocopter. Coming over, though, is Shylock trying to make something happen on this Troll. He's burning up quite a bit and might be in a lot of trouble. And Paul, actually, as White Album gets the kill. He's illusory orbing over to the side as MagMA catches him with the Earth Spike. First hit bash with the Hex. There's the kill, and taking out another.
10 heroes, top lane, 9.5 minutes in. And this is what we talked about, like Shylock, laning stage, very good. Then he decides to actually TP, try to help the team with the Troll, who's like level 7 at the time, which definitely he should not do it. He should farm the jungle, get his Battle Fury up. Oh, Death Prophet.
Dust is just dead again. This homing missile comes in, and they've got the lasso to follow it up. You came up top, you used Exorcism, you die shortly after, come back top and die again. Your game is shut down.
Oh, this has to be one of the worst feelings in Dota, especially when you play Death Prophet. He went in, Exorcism, dealt like almost no damage at all. Then you TP back, you die again. Your TP is on cooldown, so you have to walk. You still have tier 3 towers, so that means, you know, you have to walk a lot of distance to get to the creep wave. Now, this is a problematic, like, that Prophet should not die there. TZY clearing a big stack in the jungle. Maybe he was afraid, you know, you would eventually want to save it for Troll, possibly a Death Prophet to enable her game, make her get a comeback into this game somehow, but yeah, I guess they were just afraid that Batrider will be able to go in and take those stacks.
Especially with the pressure that was coming out up towards top, they don't want to have Dire push in and, like you said, see those stacks and take them. Those 2 deaths there really mess with Dust's game. We've seen it before, and we're seeing it again. The laning goes well, and then everything kind of falls apart when they're forced to make decisions like that, and fighting and not fighting, and Shylock makes a mistake. I mean, Dust makes a bit of a mistake there too with the Exorcism.
Actually 3 huge mistakes by MagMA's cores. Shylock deciding to TP, Death Prophet dying straight away. Problem is they don't have any kind of save for the Death Prophet. Usually we see something,
like
you know, most of the time it is Oracle, so he needs to be more careful about his positioning.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So put some pressure on the top tier 1. Boots Travel finish for XXS. We get a quick pause coming in here. Aster taking a little bit of a lead. I like how White Album has been playing. Yeah, he gets caught in that top interaction, but for the most part, I've been really impressed from his play. He's come over from SAG, you know, the artist formerly known as DD, now going by White Album. He's played this puck a couple times throughout the DPC season. He's performed really well. He's had a couple different builds. This time he goes to the Veil, which I think is a good choice.
Yeah, it goes back to my point where I talked about him needing to be more active. You know, the Boots of Travel on the Batrider will come as the first item. Gyro still wants to be able to farm, so this...
Speaking of Gyro, he's getting chased here. Finger use, Monet gone really quick. Those are 2 quick deaths for him in succession.
this is like cheap damage. Like, look at their magical damage. Batrider, Nyx Assassin, synergizes well with his hero on top of that, going into Blink Dagger next, not going into Boots of Travel, which I really like. Like, you're going to pick up bots after, and then they have this mobile lineup with possibly relocate last or relocate plays, coil into relocate or Boots of Travel from the Batrider. So a lot of options for Aster. The good thing is they did not lose the laning stage because MagMA, they made a couple of mistakes. And I think with the lineup that they had, MagMA should be ahead at this point of the game.
Got a kill there for TZY. XSS going down. Looking towards that Blink Dagger, but unable to
Dire's top tower is under attack.
allocate the gold quickly enough to get it, and now that'll be slowed down a little bit. 13 minutes in, they're taking a tier 1 top, so they've got the mid tower. That ended up getting denied, but the tower up in the top lane they take themselves, and this is gonna squeeze the map a little bit for Team Aster.
Radiant using Glyph. It was only White Album hitting a tier 1 tower, but you know, something might be cooking. There is Monet and Borax coming together, so no defense of that tier 1 tower. They understand, like, we probably should not do it. Troll getting closer to his Battle Fury, just a couple of hundreds away. He would have had that if he did not TP and die to that tier 1 tower top engagement.
And then you think about, he would have had that Battle Fury earlier. He would have had those stacks, most likely. Dream Coil used over mid. You've got the Waning Rift to follow it up. Lanham here with the Vendetta hit. And the last hit on a MagMA. Lanham, of course, building that Falcon Blade.
I wanted to say it, you know, ask you, do you think Lanham will get that Falcon Blade on Nyx Assassin into possible Aghanim Scepter? Like, if he gets Philosopher's Stone, also known as Fele, he just might be able to farm that Aghanim Scepter.
When was this decision made?
It's been made a couple of tournaments ago.
Okay. I never got the update.
Sorry, we didn't message you.
All right, next time.
You were irrelevant at that time. You know. Just kidding, wake up.
I'm going to hide under this desk right now. Oh, my God.
You know, sometimes when we talk about the stuff, you're just setting up jokes perfectly.
Okay.
I mean, you and me, we casted a long time ago. I've seen the potential, but I'm not a TO, so I could not invite you to the tournaments. Hype it up.
Yeah, they're going to go after this IO. They've got the Yules in. You'll use the Exorcism under the call down. They'll still get the kill, though, onto Borax. Use that Fingers. 2 stacks for MagMA. Good pressure coming out from MagMA recently. I think that one fight, yeah, they slipped up, but they've had a couple of good engagements, and they've continued to make Monet's life really hard around the map.
That good invasion of the triangle.
Lasso on a TZY. They've got the Vendetta hit onto the Timber, and a quick kill there. Doesn't even feel like they need the break. Dream Coil, okay. Are they going to continue to go for this? They really wanted to get Shylock, but the rest of the team wasn't ready.
So this should be a tier 1 tower. There is no Timbersaw. They need the front line from Timber. Timber's actually insanely farmed right now. Lanham.
Moving in, gets hit by that Earth Spike. They're coming around. The Veil placed down by White Album. Charged through from Kaz. Silence hits onto a couple of these heroes from Aster, but they're going to continue to chase. They want Shylock. They want Kaz. That Battle Trance is used, but he's stunned up, so a lot of this time is just going to be spent doing nothing. He's trying to survive, but he's on the run and gets behind the tier 2 tower. The Spike Carapace is there, and they will take out a third. MagMA not finding any answers on that one.
Yeah, this is the aggression that we've seen from Aster throughout this DPC league. You know, just going 5-man strong. Like, spell usage is on point. They get the tier 1 tower from that as well. And once again, Shylock trying to fight with the team, dies. So yeah, kind of rough one for him.
He was spotted in that area before when they used the Dream Coil. Didn't catch him originally, and he went back there. I thought maybe if you really want to avoid these fights, move over to another part in the map, right? Try to farm somewhere else.
Like, you need to find the farm for yourself. I want to see what his item build is going to be. Yasha into BKB. I don't think if Aster keeps going for these earlier fights, you might need to be able to just buy a straight BKB, because you need to fight with the team, and we could see the kiting potential from the puck, like the coil, stuns coming up from Lanham's Nyx Assassin. A bit disappointed, Lanham going into Eon Disc.
For now.
For now, he could swap things around. Like Eon Disc on Nyx is one of the best items. Like Eon Disc overall just got buffed, lowered the cooldown of it. Lanham chasing.
Yeah, they don't have any vision
double
to spot
stun.
him. Great double stun. There's the Dream Coil to follow it up. Spike Carapace as well, making it look really easy. Dust is going to try and survive here, but there's just no chance. Lanham, so it's been very impressive to see him come in here and just kind of be what Aster needed.
And he could go for that kind of a play. There is an observer, there is a sentry ward, so he knows that he will not get caught by any vision. And to go back to the Eon Disc talk, like, it allows you to use your spells. If you get caught, they don't have any dispel mechanic or whatever, and then like just landing an Impale or Spike Carapace could make a big like turnaround. Like,
yeah, Aster, they've really been performing well off the back of Lanham joining the team. There was a point where they had Fade, of course. He goes to E-Home. They bring in Chizbug. Chizbug, a star who I thought was going to work with this lineup, and I think soon after they realized it wasn't going to work, they, traded him for, well,
love the
didn't trade him,
nickname,
but went to Lanham.
Chizbug.
It's a great name. I love it.
Radiant structures
And then they pick up
are
Lanham, and since they've got him, they've performed really well.
Who would have guessed? Lanham brings a ton of experience to the team, and we can see why. Like his rotations, his 2-0 and 6 on position 5 Nyx Assassin. I'm not sure you want to be given this Nyx Assassin to Lanham in any of the future games. Bottom lane.
Yeah, they want to go. They've got the Dream Coil on the 2 once again. They've got 2 heroes here to try and support these cores, but the relocate in. Monet, Borax, they come through. The lasso's there on the Dust. They'll also have the kill on a TZY, a quick 1-2 punch as, oh gosh, MagMA doesn't even have the time to TP out. White Album grabs the 3rd. And with that, I mean, it's such a quick fight. Immediately, Monet and Borax are back up towards top with the relocate.
This has always been, the strength of Gyrocopter plus IO. You're playing a different side of the map. Someone set things up. You have pretty much the perfect hero. Puck, they stand in a coil for a very long time. BKB reveal. From the Gyrocopter, they have no abilities that go through magic immunity that he needs to be really afraid of. There is like Exorcism, there is like Spirit Breaker, but at the moment, like, he's just too tanky, especially after he picks up this Aegis. Let's see if MagMA wants to contest it. They still need a bit more time to actually finish it off.
Yeah, the contest won't be there. And it's an Aegis for Monet. All of a sudden, Aster, they were behind about 2K early on in the laning stage. Now they're up 10K. Good Impale landing from Lanham. Responded with an Earth Spike from MagMA.
Do you know B-Cup in Dota 1, we could not think of 3 different names for the spells, so both Lion, Nyx Assassin, and Sand King, they all had Impale. I was just, too complicated to think of something.
Now they're all differently named. Do you still just, when you think about them, just normally just call them all Impale still?
Sometimes, yeah.
They've got the Spike Carapace, the lockdown, easy kill on a Kaz, dominating now for White Album, who drops another multi-hero Dream Coil in, and they've got the call down on top of it. They get the kill.
Lanham is just too good.
So good, and he is continuing to perform at top-notch skill. They will continue to go after Dust, get themselves a 3rd. He's been on fire. Lanham has just been perfect this game. 2-0-11. He's fine,
I've been really impressed the way Lanham has been playing throughout this DPC Season 1. Like his Abaddon, position 5 with boots of speed, moving across the map, getting the kills. Like, you don't expect this much pressure coming out from position 5. You don't think he can do that much, but actually Lanham can.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And they have really just seen the best from Lanham.
Radiant
It's the Falcon Blade, man. It's what's helping him every time. You don't expect a bug to be holding a blade. It's scary.
I'm just trying to think of some game where a bug holds any kind of sword.
Probably Dark Souls, one of them, at some point. they're going over. Latim's just man fighting Kaz right now, and it's giving enough time for the rest of the team to come over. XXS, he doesn't have Blink, but he does have Lasso, so with that Flame Break, he'll have the Lasso, and they should be able to secure the kill on Kaz, who does use that charge, but gets hit by the Spike Carapace, and now you've got another one, and the Axe finished on Monet.
And Monet is just an unkillable beast right now. Also, to go back to like the itemization from MagMA, that Prophet decides to go Hood as the second item, which, you know, I can understand, but you're playing from behind. She died twice. You still need a BKB this game because there's a ton of uncontrollable damage. There's still a ton of magical damage. Like, Nyx Assassin can set up a stun on you perfectly with just the Carapace.
And relocate up towards top. BKB TP out from Shylock. That is the 10-second BKB used to TP out.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about his itemization as well. He had Yasha into be queued up. I said there's not enough time for him to buy both of these items straight away, especially Yasha into BKB. Decides to go straight into BKB, which I like. I just don't think, you know, that they're having a rough time right now, just fighting, going into Basher next, which I also like. If you can farm that to be able to possibly just kill one hero before the fight starts. They also lack a bit of a lockdown. I love the itemization from Timbersaw. Like, this Lotus Orb could make a hell lot of a difference, especially like against the Gyro's homing missile, mana burn, lasso, getting rid of the silences could be great.
And I also just want to point out, Lanham's just had free reign of the map. Like, the warding, like, obviously he's under Ob Sentry right now, but Aster have done a good job of cleaning up the map, making sure that Lanham has the ability to just be around everywhere. And that's what set up a lot of these kills, a lot of these relocates, is him in the Vendetta, waiting for the relocate, land the stun. He's landed a bunch of multi-hero stuns, and every single time it feels like he's just walking around the map unseen.
I don't think you can expect more from your position 5 than what Lanham is doing in this game. Like, this is a perfect example of what position 5 does. De-warding, setting up some aggressive wards, moving around the map, securing the runes for the team, having 0 deaths on 5, which is pretty impressive.
Going into that Vendetta. We'll see if they make a move here. It's actually MagMA who smoke, but look at where Lanham is. He's ready to break smokes, and that's exactly what he does. Doesn't even get hit by the dust. Oh, man. Coming in, Vendetta with the Impale. Easy kill on a TZY. Looks over at MagMA, and they're going to continue to chase and grab a second. They might even get more. White Album now has the mana.
Coil on
it's a
3.
3-man coil. It just doesn't get any better than this. They're going to lock down this Death Prophet. Dust gets killed off. Shylock goes to the battle, transfers the BKB once again. So that will run out. The BKB's been popped by Monet. He's actually lucky that Kaz looks so juicy as a kill there, as Monet stops to get the kill on the Spirit Breaker, and all that's left alive is that Troll.
A rough one for MagMA. They don't have the answers that Aster is throwing at them. Like, first 10 minutes, they were okay-ish, then they bring extra heroes. Troll dies, DP dies twice in a row. This is kind of where the game breaks. And this Gyrocopter is just getting out of control, going into Scotty, just a point booster away to be able to like deal with the lifesteal coming out of control. Ulti, Timbersaw, that Prophet. It's just item that's going to cripple out pretty much the whole team of Team MagMA.
Yeah. 20k ahead. It's a rough spot to be in. 23-5. It's just been complete one-sided affair. TCY goes to the Flamethrower. Okay.
Okay. I mean, when this item was, I mean, the shard was introduced, I was talking about it as if it was a meme. But it's not. It's actually one of the best one. I think that's like S-tier shard for sure right now. It deals a ton of damage. It's 30% slow.
We've seen it be a game changer before, but
not in this
20K,
one, B-Cup. You know, I'm trying to stay positive here. Coil on 2.
Yeah, Dream Coil again. That hit with the Flame Break. They've got the silence, but it's only onto the Gyrocopter. Spike Carapace doesn't land anywhere, but Shylock already jumping in with the BKB. That is just not the spot he wants to be in, and now that BKB is going to be down for another minute. He does have Battle Trance, but Aster, well, they're waiting, and they're looking to siege this bottom lane, hoping that MagMA make mistakes and just jump into their hands. It may not even be something that they need. They could just move
This might
forward
be
after
it.
they take the
MagMA
tower.
has one more fight. They don't manage to kill multiple heroes in this one, the game pretty much just ends. Aster's gonna repeat that on a mid lane. Let's see the initiation. Lanham, he's in. Godlike for White Album. I'm doing play-by-play. B-Cup.
Yeah, they're going in onto this Timber. Saw they get the kill on a TZY. It's good play-by-play. I think, you know,
Yeah.
Lacoste, you might want to...
I might reconsider
Yeah.
Radiant's
my career options. There's the lasso on Io with the shard. They're just fooling around right now.
Yeah, they got the GG call. Aster, they take game one. It looks pretty simple overall. I mean, there was a point where MagMA looked good, and again, it comes from that laning stage, but there are mistakes that get made from that laning stage into the mid game, causes them to fall behind quite a bit, and Aster, well, they don't let it go from there.
This has been the story of MagMA and LPCS throughout this tournament. Good players.
Yeah.
They know how to play the lanes individually. They're very